Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fulton, Missouri at Saucier Field. James Stanley with you here for Game 2 of our doubleheader action SLIAC play featuring the Greenville Panthers and the Westminster College Blue Jays. The Blue Jays drop Game 1 6-4 and look to rebound against the undefeated Greenville Panthers in SLIAC play, 11-0, first in the SLIAC East, 19-7 record overall. Meanwhile, Westminster College falls to 500, back to a 500 record, 8-8 overall, 4-3, still second in the SLIAC West. Let's get you set with your starting lineups. First, for the visiting Greenville Panthers, Ryan Taylor at shortstop. He'll be leading things off, followed by Adam Lamb in right field. He's batting second. Clayton Wolf, the third baseman, will bat third once again, with Sam Hodges at first base and batting fourth. Andrew Torbeck, the center fielder, will bat fifth, with Tucker Rappy, the designated hitter, batting sixth. Matthew Schroeder at second base and batting seventh, followed by Mark Eastlass, the catcher, batting eighth, and Clarence Falls back in left field and batting ninth. So for Greenville, that's Taylor, Lamb, Wolf, Hodges, Torbeck, Rappy, Schroeder, Eastlass, and Falls. Meanwhile, for the Westminster College Blue Jays, we'll take a look at their defensive set. Stonecipher in center field, Stonecipher in left, Eisenreich in center field, Calvin in right, Clavin in right. Hirschvogel at third base, Rackers at shortstop, Skinner at second, and Beasley at first. Brandon Beeler will catch Game 2, picking up where he left off in Game 1. So Ryan Taylor came into the series hitting .299 and went 3 for 4 in Game 1, now has 4 hits in his last 7 at-bats. Here's the windup in the first pitch from Kirk Wegg, and it goes into the book at 7:53. (1-0) the count. Got him swinging for the second pitch, and we're evened at 1 ball and a strike. A few more fans have left the stadium and have not come back this Game 2. Still a good showing from the student section, and there's 5 or 6 Greenville parents that are here. Bunt foul. And it's 1-2 to Ryan Taylor, the leadoff hitter. That double for Taylor back in line drive, and watch out. That one back behind us for a continuation of the 1-2. Getting his little black book out, which not sure exactly what he'd be writing. Feel like we had a couple of those guys earlier we talked about. Last year was a Class 2 All-State honorable mention. Again, just a freshman, his first year on the squad. Backstop, and count still 2. This is the 4th start of the year for Kirk Wegg. He's 2-2. The 4.63 earned run average, 23rd in innings pitched under his belt, 24 hits, 15 runs, 12 of them earned on 10 walks and 21 strikeouts. Here's pitch number 5 of the at-bat on the 1-2. Curveball way out and away that evens the count up 2-2. Brandon Beeler cannot get a hold of that one, but we're still scoreless here in the top of the first. Right. 5 runs driven in, no extra base hits at all. Clayton Wolf sits in the on-deck circle with 1 away here, no score, top of the first. The pitch. Got him swinging through that one, and Kirkweg reaching back for a little bit of speed, has an 0-2 count. Lamb, a righty, leaning a little bit close toward the plate. The 0-2, got him. Good job, mate. Lamb strikes out for the first time out of today's double headers, and now Clayton Wolf will take his cuts from the right side with 2 away. Clayton Wolf last game had a home run, a solo shot, went 1 for 4, and also struck out once. The home run was his 3rd of the season. Now looks a curveball that bounces in the dirt for ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Kirkweg has fanned the first 2 on a ground out to first and a strikeout. Now throws a fastball up into the attic for ball 2. Greenville took game 1 6-4. The Blue Jays trying to rebound here. And hand Greenville their first SLIAC loss of the year. The 2-0. Outside corner catches the black, strike 1. So 2 balls and a strike up on the scoreboard for Kirkweg. Looking for strikeout number 23 on the season. The 1-2. Or rather, the 2-1. And Reeve even the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Top of the first, no score between Greenville and Westminster. Kirkweg, here's the windup and the pitch. Fastball misses way high and the count runs full. Not only did Wolf play in the last game, but he also pitched. Came in the 9th, or should say the 7th, and shut the door to pick up his 7th save of the year. Here's the payoff pitch. Got him. Strikeout number 2. And Greenville goes down 1-2-3 for the first time in either game.
Let's win this inning.
No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the first in Fulton. We'll be right back. You're listening to Blue Jay Baseball on the Blue Jay Sports Network. Blue Jays get it done in the top of the first inning, and we'll send it back to the bottom of the second. Bottom of the first. Get it right one of these times. But James Stanley back with you here on the Blue Jays Sports Network. We'll meet your starting lineup for the Blue Jays. A little bit different than game 1. Zach Eisenreich will still lead us off and play center field, followed by Brandon Beeler, the catcher, batting second. Ryan Clavin will play right field, batting third, followed by Hayden Hirschvogel at third base, then batting fourth. The 5-spot hitter is Will Stonecipher in left field, followed by Braden Beasley getting his first start of the series. He's playing first base with Ryan Klimkowitz, the designated hitter, batting 7th, Michael Skinner at second base and batting 8th, and Ethan Rackers at shortstop batting 9th. First pitch, a fastball grooved in for Eisenreich from Logan Murphy, and gets him to wave and miss at the second pitch. He's out ahead 0-2. Murphy comes in with a 2.17 earned run average. First among starters on the team, and he gets a 3-pitch strikeout on Zach Eisenreich.
Number 2, Brandon Beeler.
Brandon Beeler will get his first look here in game 2. Went 1 for 4 in game 1 with a bases clearing triple that gave some life to the Blue Jays late. They ultimately, though, could not come around to score in the end of that one. Dropped game 1 6-4. Beeler looks the first pitch, a strike, and that's 4 pitches and 4 strikes for Logan Murphy. Murphy on the year, 29 strikeouts, opponents hitting .250 against him. The strikeout to walk ratio is 12-28. Ground ball down the third base line and out of play. So 5 pitches now and 5 strikes. heard of a perfect game, but how about the immaculate inning? If Beeler strikes out swinging here, or looking, here's the pitch, then Logan Murphy would have had a chance at the immaculate inning, which is when you throw 9 pitches, get 3 strikeouts, and go back to your dugout. But that'll have to wait for another time as the count is 1-2. No score, bottom of the first with 1 away. And the Blue Jays looking for their first lead as the pitch misses inside and the count evens up 2-2. Murphy in his 5th start. 6'2", 200-pound junior from Memphis, Indiana. Beeler fights off the 2-2 pitch and stays in there for the next look. Beeler came into this series hitting .423, the 2-2. And a strikeout on the inside corner, back-to-back K's looking for Logan Murphy. Has some dirty laundry working for him today, and with 2 down, that'll bring up Ryan Clavin. Clavin started us out in the last game for Westminster on the offense. He hit a solo shot to right center field. Here's the windup and the first pitch. Ground ball to shortstop, make that to second base. Schroeder has it, throw on to first, and in time, 1 pitch, 1 out. And Logan Murphy picks up where Mason Kirkweg set down. 3 up, 3 down. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 first frame, and we go to the top of the second here in Fulton. We'll be right back with more Westminster baseball on the Blue Jays Sports Network.
Mason. Looking good, bud.
Middle third of the order due up for Greenville. Top of the second, still no score. James Stanley back with you here from Fulton, Missouri. Sam Hodges, Andrew Torbeck, and Tucker Rappy all due up. For the Blue Jays, or I should say for Greenville, as Hart kind of stopped for a second. That was a foul to the backstop, and had the net not been there, that might have been in the way of our camera, but no balls, 1 strike. Sam Hodges at the plate. Kirkweg winds into his second inning and can't get that pitch over the black, so the count moves to 1-1. Hodges, a quick hitter from the left side. Beeler sets up low, the 1-1. Over the middle for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. A beautiful night for baseball. Not a cloud in the sky and under the lights. The pitch. Yeah. Right over the middle. And that's 3 strikeouts now for Mason Kirkweg, back to back to back.
Now batting number 6, Andrew Torbeck.
Andrew Torbeck, 1 for 4 in game 1. His first look at Kirkweg, who's yet to move from the windup. First pitch in the dirt, but Beeler to watch that one skip back. And Beeler, one of the leaders on this team. Just a junior, but the way he's so mature in his leadership skills, you'd think he's a senior. The 1-0 catches the outside corner at the knees for a strike. Just one thing that made me think, going back to Beeler's time with the Renegades, he was mostly used as a backup catcher, if you will, with J.D. Reese. They were kind of platooned back-to-back. The 1-1. This is outside, 2 balls and a strike. And now seeing what Beeler's been able to do the last couple of years, I'm surprised that he's not getting some looks from the Northwoods League or maybe a little bit higher division than the Mink, the 2-1. Way outside, and the count is 3 balls and a strike. Hitter's count for Torbeck. From what I remember spending time with Beeler, he not very vocal, not a huge presence on the bench. I should say on the bus. That was most of the time I spent with him a couple summers ago, and the count runs full on a strike to Torbeck. But that has appeared to change a little bit. He's picked up a little bit of swagger. He's found his niche. And a leader on this Blue Jays ball club. Payoff pitch. He's got him swinging. 4 strikeouts now for Mason Kirkweg, and there's 2 away in the top of the second.
Now batting number 25, Tucker Rapay.
So now we'll get this straightened out on Tucker Rappy's name. It's Tucker Rapay. So Rapay digs in, his first plate appearance of the day. He swings at the first pitch and can't connect on an inside cutter. Rapay looks like a left-handed Evan Gaddis, especially in that orange and black and gray jerseys for Greenville. So Kirkweg takes the sign, wind up, and the 0-1. In there for strike 2. So Kirkweg wasting no time here. He's out ahead 0-2 on Tucker Rapay, the 241 hitter. 7 hits in 29 at-bats. The 0-2. Gopher pitch misses the zone completely, but the count still sits at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rapay has 1 extra base hit on the year. It was a double, and is driven in 5. Kirkweg with the windup. Time called, and Rapay steps out. Rapay, a sophomore from Mattoon, Illinois. Got his high school playing days done at Mattoon High School. The windup and the 1-2. Misses a bit inside, and parents wanted that one rung up, but missed by inches. So the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. In the top of the second, no score between Westminster and Greenville. Kirkweg takes the sign and delivers. Got him. Strikes out the side. 1, 2, 3. Down go the Panthers. And that'll send us to the bottom of the second. Westminster looking for their first lead of the doubleheader set, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Westminster Baseball on the Blue Jays Sports Network. Bottom of the second inning, back in Fulton, Missouri. Hayden Hirschvogel, Will Stonecipher, and Braden Beasley all due up for the Blue Jays in the second inning. I can welcome you back field side to Saucier Field. Hirschvogel hitless in game one, looking to change that around. Swats it, flies for strike two. Logan Murphy fanned two batters in the first and set down the Blue Jays 1-2-3 and gets Hirschvogel swinging at a pitch in the dirt. Throw down to first in time for strikeout number 3. If Murphy's able to mirror what Kirkweg did in the second, Kirkweg struck out the side and has 5 strikeouts. So far, Logan Murphy, 3 strikeouts through 1 1/3 innings pitched. Will Stonecipher up to hit, and he went 1 for 4 with a double with a strikeout in game one and pops this one up. Shallow right field. Lamb charges in, has a beat on it, and makes the catch with one hand. And the way this wind is blowing, I'm not sure if that's something you want to risk. The Blue Jays committed 2 errors in game one that one could argue cost them the game. Here comes Braden Beasley, the first baseman. He went 1 for 1 as a pinch hitter back in the 7th inning of last game and hit a double down the right field line. Which, in all honesty, that double he hit looked to me like a foul ball as it skipped over the bag to the right, but it's not what our home plate umpire saw field level, so we'll let it sit in the scorebook with the count 1-1 to Beasley. Murphy, 1 ball and a strike, the pitch. Bouncer in the dirt. And the count is 2-1. Two away with nobody on. And scoreless here in the bottom of the second. One pitch up and away for ball 2. A gust of wind a little bit ago, and someone was talking about rain, but hoping that is not in the forecast. But grounder right back up the middle to Murphy. He has it and takes care of business at first base and sets down the Blue Jays once more, 1-2-3. We go to the third inning, no score in Fulton. We'll be right back. You're listening to Westminster Baseball on the Blue Jays Sports Network. Five strikeouts for Mason Kirkweg through the first 2 innings. He takes us scoreless into the top of the third. He'll face the bottom third of the order, Matthew Schroeder, Mark Isles, and Clarence Falls. Welcome back to Fulton, Missouri. Thanks for spending your Wednesday night with us here on the Blue Jays Sports Network. Blue Jays drop game one and trying to throw Greenville off balance. One ball and a strike for Kirkweg as he winds and deals to Schroeder. Ground ball off the end of the bat to first base, picked up by Beasley. He'll run this one over to the bag, and the only two forms of outs so far have been ground outs to first base and strikeouts. Ryan Taylor led off the game with a little dribble over to first, and now Schroeder continues the trend. So here comes Marks Islis. Islis did not play in game one. Comes in to take over the catching duties for Devin Gum. Kirkweg deals the first one. Fastball just a bit low for the liking of the home plate umpire. Islas, 3 doubles on the year. That's all of his extra base hits with 5 ribbies. And watches the next pitch out and away for ball 2. Eleven hits on the season for the catcher. And Kirkweg still can't locate. Talk about all this recruiting for Greenville. Islas comes from Tucson, Arizona, from Sal Point Catholic. As the 3-0 pitch grooved in there for a strike at the corner. Kirkweg has yet to work from the stretch, so I think here you'd want to try to get this batter so you don't have to tempt fate. The 3-1. Popped him up, and now it's back to a full count. Kirkweg has done a good job battling back here in this at-bat. Was behind 3-0. Now it's full, and Islas chokes up on the bat. Ball 4. And here comes Clarence Falls, as he had a home run back in game 1, a 3-run bomb.
Now batting number 14, Clarence Falls.
First base run of the night for either team. I believe that Islas got a... No, he's out there on the base pass. Thought he might have had a courtesy runner. He stands tall at 6'1".
Look good, Mace.
1 ball, no strikes, and Kirkweg continuing to have some problems locating. And a 6-pitch walk to Islas after a leadoff ground out to first base by Matthew Schroeder. Falls is the number 9 hitter, and we're back up top of the order for Ryan Taylor.
Roll 1D.
Taylor struggled in game 1 through his first at bat, but then after seeing Cassidy for a second time, he started to figure things out. The set and the pitch. This is high, just a bit outside for ball 2. This crowd awfully silent, having quiet conversations among themselves. Pickoff attempt to first, nothing going. And earlier, in case you did not hear the news, Sophie Cunningham was officially drafted by the Phoenix Mercury in the 2nd round, first pick overall. Inside pitch, that gets Falls in the back. He'll trot down to first base, and now runners at first and second for Ryan Taylor, the leadoff man.
Now batting number 2, Ryan Taylor.
All right, Mason. There you go, bud.
Taylor grounded out to first base in his first at bat. I'm sure that Kirkweg would love to get him a second time doing that. That'd be a good chance for 2. Corner infielders playing even with the bag, and right up the middle. Can't quite say the same, but Rackers and Skinner also playing a little bit shallow as well. No shift on the outfield for Stonecipher, Eisenreich, or Clavin. First pitch, a strike right down Main Street. Rackers making a couple of attempts to get behind the runner at second. That's Islas. Now time called for Ryan Taylor as he's down 0-1. No score, top of the third. Greenville has 1 out and 2 on. Kirkweg set, checks the runner at second. Goes home. Curveball, fly ball to right field. Clavin watches this one, and it's gone. 3-run home run for Ryan Taylor, his second home run of this year. It's 3-0 Greenville in the top of the third inning with 1 down.
Now batting number 12, Adam Lamb.
And this is what I was alluding to when a pitcher is in a groove and works well from the windup, then has to move to the stretch. Not quite as comfortable, although there have been studies done that moving to the stretch does not get rid of all your power. And there's a fly ball that hits one of these sweet gums to our right, and a shower of allergens and only Lord knows what into the Greenville dugout. Hope they brought their Flonase. Reaches at the 0-1 offering and can't connect. Can't Lamb, and he's down 0-2. He struck out swinging back in the first inning. But back to the study that ESPN Sciences did, mainly focused around Kansas City Royal pitcher Danny Duffy. He worked a lot from the stretch and actually generates more power from the stretch than he does from the windup. So this whole old school motion where, look at some of the old reels of Satchel Paige, working his arms into a windmill spin and all sorts of movements toward home plate. Well, it is to confuse the hitters, but you do not generate all that much more power. Some pitchers, if they work solely from the stretch, can actually throw harder than pitchers that work from the windup. It all is relative. Conclusion of the study, however, said that a windup gives you, it was less than 1% of more power than from the stretch on average, but popped up and out of play. Again, that's only done at the major league level. As Adam Lamb has even the count 2 balls and 2 strikes here with nobody on, and Greenville leading 3-0 in the top of the third. Now someone's leaving the Greenville dugout with a pool cleaning net to go fish out the ball from the creek. Line drive has eyes into right field. Down for a base knock, at least for Lamb. That's now 4 straight base runners allowed by Kirkweg. Walk for Islas, hit by pitch for Falls. Taylor then hit a 3-run bomb, the second 3-run bomb of the series for the Panthers, and Adam Lamb keeps the line moving on a CNI line drive onto right field. Clayton Wolf comes back up for his second time, and so seems the death knell here for Kirkweg has been the second time through the order. Lamb sits at first with 1 away, and Greenville on top 3-0. Kirkweg set the pitch, runner goes and holds back. Beeler licking his chops, wanting to gun down another victim at second. Possibly the fastest draw in mid-Missouri for throwing out base runners is Beeler. The pitch. Foul tipped into the mitt. Beeler squeezes, but the count is still 1-1. Lamb at first base. That's his first hit of the series. Now one of his last 4. Clayton Wolf at the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging. So far 5 strikeouts for Kirkweg, but he's not picked up one since, well, about 6 batters ago. The pitch right down the middle over the zone, strike 2. Wolf a little locked up on that one. Wanted to take his chances on it being called a ball, but borderline enough and caught enough of the black to be ruled a strike. Hilted back in from the right side. Kirkweg back from the stretch. Here he's set, takes the sign and deals. Got him. Curveball in the dirt. Beeler squeezes, and that's 6 strikeouts now for the freshman.
Number 37, Sam Hodges.
Here comes Sam Hodges. We talked with his parents after game 1. How about this? They came in to watch him play, and we're listening to our broadcast here tonight and pulled up just in time to see and hear his home run that led off the 3rd inning of last game. So we appreciate the Hodges family listening tonight. That was a pretty neat moment for his parents to see him pick up his 2nd home run of the year. Two down with a runner at first base, and Greenville leading this one 3-0. Lamb dances at first and swings and misses for Hodges. Hodges struck out looking back in the 2nd inning. He's now struck out 17 times on the year, which not a bad number for someone with 71 at-bats coming into tonight's game. That's not including walks or total plate appearances, however. Actually make that 84 total at-bats coming into tonight's games. 2 balls and a strike. Kirkweg throws back to first, and I think that Lamb over at first base continues to dance, and sometimes you'll kind of make a bigger effort of scratching your cleats into the dirt, make a little more noise for the pitcher to hear. Kirkweg can't get Lamb out of his head, and the 2-1. Offering missed on a swing, and we got 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two count, Eisenreich at center field, and a big shift out of the left center gap. Stonecipher playing the line. The pitch. Line drive, and that one is foul down the left field corner. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count remains the same with 2 down. Greenville striking for 3 runs on a Ryan Taylor home run just a couple of batters ago. That's where the lead sits for the Panthers. Kirkweg awaits the 2-2. Here it comes, and inside, Beeler drops it. Rather, they're going to say that one nicked Hodges, so that's the 2nd hit batter of the inning. Now runners will sit at first and second.
Now batting number 6, Andrew.
And out will come Dennis Hughes to knock things over with his pitcher. This inning was going so well as was the outing. Now the entire infield will come in to talk things over with Hughes and try to get out of this inning. The inning started out with a Matthew Schroeder ground out to first base, then a walk to Islas. Falls was hit by a pitch. Taylor homered, driving in 3. Then Lamb singled, and Wolf struck out swinging. Then that brings us to Hodges, who became the 2nd hit batter of the frame. Lynn Carlson at third base, head coach for Greenville, has now come into the home plate umpire and was pointing out toward Ethan Rackers at shortstop, so not sure exactly what that is about. Maybe something about the runner at second base. And out comes the little black book, the pencil, and a couple of notes jotted down, then back into the pocket. Andrew Torbeck now will take his cuts with 2 on, 2 out, and the Panthers leading 3-0 in the top of the third. First pitch, this is out and away, 1 ball, no strikes.
Come on, Mace.
Ground ball down the third base line and foul. So the count will sit 1 ball and a strike. And some of the parents do not find the chirping from the first base bench amusing. To quote, it's the bench man who has the mouth. So not sure who they're talking about, but maybe someone from Greenville might know. The 1-1 pitch, ground ball right back up the middle, and rather should say a line drive cut down by Kirkweg. What could have been a chuck and duck, Kirkweg capitalizes, squeezes the mitt, and sends us to the bottom of the third. The Panthers drive across 3 on a 3-run home run by Ryan Taylor, and they do strand 2. But here we go to the bottom of the third inning, 3-0 Greenville. We'll be right back. You're listening to Westminster Baseball on the Blue Jays Sports Network. Ryan Klimkowitz, as well as Michael Skinner and Ethan Rackers, the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for the Blue Jays in the bottom half of the third inning. So far, Westminster trails it 3-0. Greenville struck for 3 runs back in the top half of the frame. Klimkowitz, the senior from Fort Zumwalt East. St. Peters, Missouri native. 1-1 pitch and can't connect there. But catcher's interference, so.
Now batting number 13.
I think the Blue Jays will take it, and hopefully they can put something together like the Panthers did back on the top half of the inning. Kirkweg got a little uncomfortable after having to move to the stretch, and now we'll see if Logan Murphy can deal with the pressure. But he is the arguable ace on this club, a 2.17 earned run average coming into the matchup, and that's dipped down just a little bit after 2 innings scoreless so far tonight with 3 strikeouts. And first pitch, a ball dealt to Michael Skinner. Skinner 0 for 2 in game 1, getting his first at bat in the second game. And a fastball high for ball 2, so Murphy appears to labor a little bit. Kind of drags his back foot, that'd be his right foot as he is a right-handed pitcher, off the mound. Here's the set, 2-0. And that hit Skinner. So 3 hit batters on the game so far.
Now batting number 4.
Not intentional. Now the tying run sits at the plate for Westminster in the bottom of the third. 3-0 in favor of Greenville with nobody out. Rackers picked up his 4th hit of the season back in game 1. Went 1 for 1 with a walk and then later came around to score. Rackers shows bunt, beautifully laid down in front of home plate. Islas throws him out at first, and the suicide, well, not the suicide squeeze, but the sacrifice bunt gets the job done, moving runners into 2nd and 3rd. So back up top of the order now for Zach Eisenreich. Eisenreich, one of 2 victims back in the first who struck out looking. The other one was Brandon Beeler, so they'll be eager for their second chance. Their second look at Logan Murphy. Ducks on the pond, 2nd and 3rd. Curveball high. Eisenreich has 1 hit on the series in 5 at-bats. His 1 hit was a line drive back into center field. Now watches a pitch on the outer third of the zone for strike 1.
Now you ready, Ice?
Beeler with a couple of practice swings. He awaits in the on-deck circle with 1 away here and runners at 2nd and 3rd. Greenville leading 3-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. The pitch. Fly ball and way out of play. So more gumball snow continues to rain down in front of that first base dugout. And the count 1-2 to the leadoff man. Murphy set, looks the runners and the pitch. Another foul ball, and dugout continues to be baptized with the gumball dust.
Hey, let's go 8. Big hit here.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Eisenreich wants something good to hit. The pitch. Misses inside for ball 2. Maybe sold that one just a little bit by backing away from it, saying just a little too inside for his liking. Eisenreich checking up on, or choking up on the bat just a bit now. Here's the pitch. Right back up the middle. That'll score at least 1. Skinner being waved home. No throw to the plate. It's a 2 RBI single for Eisenreich. And the Blue Jays pull within 2.
Now batting number 2, Brandon Beeler.
Stay hot, Beal.
So the hottest hitter on the team, Brandon Beeler, 423 through the first 15 games. Hits the first pitch on a line to left. Falls. Yeah! It's over his head. Beeler with his 2nd hit of the series. This one's a double, and it's back-to-back hits for the Blue Jays.
Now batting number 29, Ryan Clavin.
Beeler sitting dead red on that pitch and just smoked that one right over Fall's head and left. Now you got Ryan Clavin. Where was this offense back in the bottom of the 7th last game? The 1-2-3 hitters nowhere to be found, and suddenly Clavin with the lefty-righty matchup sitting in a really good spot to put some runs up on the board for the Blue Jays.
Let's go, Clav.
Beeler at 2nd, Eisenreich at 3rd. Clavin at the plate. Waits his date with this pitch. Looks the first pitch, a curveball outside. The right fielder, Lamb, for Greenville is playing the warning track, so he knows the power that Clavin can generate. 4 home runs for him on the season, and the 1-0. Swings through the pitch for strike 1. 3-2, Greenville by 1 run. Blue Jays can tie it up on a base knock, potentially take the lead. Beeler has wheels to the backstop for strike 2.
Let's go, 2-9.
One away here in the bottom of the third inning. The only out so far recorded was a productive out by Ethan Rackers, a sacrifice bunt that put runners in scoring position. Meanwhile, the 1-2 pitch misses inside above the shoe tops, so the count is 2-2. Clavin awaits his fate. Off the ball from Murphy as he's set from the letters this time. And time called by Clavin. Clavin did this in a couple of his at-bats in the last game. Took his time, would call time, then readjust his batting gloves. And he climbs back in. The 2-2 pitch to the backstop, and that one's way out of play. Hits off one of these trees behind us, and the count still sits 2-2. Murphy comes set and delivers. Line drive to center field. Torbeck back to make the catch. That might be enough to tie it. In comes Eisenreich, and it's a whole new ball game here in the bottom of the third on the sacrifice fly. Beeler has to stay set at second base, but the game is tied 3-3, and up comes Hayden Hirschvogel. Hirschvogel 0 for 4 on the night. Hitless in game 1 out of 3 at bats, and so far in this one, he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Murphy set from the stretch and deals. Popped him sky high on the infield. Hodges calls off everybody. Can't make the catch, it's dropped. And the inning will continue on the air.
Now batting number 27.
Beeler advances to third. And now this is a 4-out inning for Westminster College. Will Stonecipher will step in. He had a double back in game 1, and Westminster would love to have that kind of production right now. Runners at the corners with 2 down, and the score tied at 3. Grounds the first pitch into the Westminster dugout for strike 1.
Come on, Stoney. Stay hot, baby.
Stonecipher gave a ball a ride to right field his last time up, but was retired by Lamb. Is down 0-1 in on the count. Murphy comes set in the pitch. Foul to the backstop, just can't level his swing out quite yet. Beeler at third base, he doubled and reached third off the error for Hirschvogel. He sits at first.
Eyes on it, Bob, eyes on it.
Stonecipher awaits the pitcher's count offering. Ground ball to third base. Roller to Wolf. Wolf throw off balance to first. That pulls the runner off the bag. Beeler's in to score. Here comes around to score Hirschvogel. The Blue Jays capitalize on 2 errors in the inning. 5-3 Westminster here in the bottom of the third.
Now batting number 33, Brandon Beasley.
Bees, RBI time!
Come on, Bees.
So Stonecipher down to second base, and here comes Beasley, who had a double back in game number 1 as a pinch hitter.
Let's go, Bees.
Beasley with 4 hits on the year, and 2 of them are doubles, so that slugging percentage sitting a nice number. Looks the first pitch a fastball off the black. 5-3 Westminster on top. As Murphy set. Catch at the warning track for out number 3. The Blue Jays hit around off of 2 errors in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They take the lead 5-3, a 5-run spot for them. And here we go to the top of the 4th back in Fulton. We'll be right back. You're listening to Blue Jay Baseball on the Blue Jays Sports Network. Tucker Rapay, Matthew Schroeder, and Mark Islas all due up for Greenville here in the top of the 4th inning. The Blue Jays lead at 5-3 after a 5-spot inning on 2 errors. They do strand 2 runners, but only 2 hits for Westminster College, and that's capitalizing and efficient baseball for Westminster. No balls and a strike to Rapay. He struck out swinging his last time. And Mason Kirkweg continues to work in his 4th start of the year. Kirkweg and Beeler working on the same page. The batter remains tonight, the 1-1. Right down the middle on a curveball, strike 2. So far, 6 strikeouts on the outing for Kirkweg. He's quickly out ahead with a 1-2 count. Wind up and the deal. In the dirt, Beeler corrals it, but it will count as a ball. Two balls, 2 strikes, bases empty with nobody on here in the 4th. I should say nobody out as well. The pitch. Bit high for ball 3. Look at Greenville's roster compared to the Blue Jays. As there's ball 4 issued to Rapay, and he'll be at first base. That's the first leadoff runner for Greenville in this one. Westminster College primarily recruits out of the Show Me State. Only have 1 player who's not from Missouri. That's Braden Beasley, the sophomore from Claremore, Oklahoma. He's playing at first. Meanwhile, when you look at Greenville's roster, well, they got players from Indiana, which neighbors Illinois, Missouri, California, Arizona, Illinois itself. Even have a freshman from Shawnee Mission South High School in Kansas. And 2 players from Wisconsin. An awfully good job for Lynn Carlson in his recruiting. Pickoff attempt to first base. Beasley drops the ball, has to chase it, but Rapay stays put for Schroeder at the plate with an 0-1 count. You look at the recruiting here, recruiting director Dane Hughes, son of head coach Dennis Hughes, as the 0-1 pitch sails inside for ball 1. Good baseball lineage for the Hughes family, and Dane's brother Dion played here at Westminster College 4 or 5 years ago. Got to play with his dad as the head coach, Dennis, and now Dane comes to join the family work at Westminster College. And talk about the recruiting here. Well, there are lots of connections to Dane Hughes, as he's the manager of the Jefferson City Senior American Legion Post 5 baseball team. He touched on them earlier, and there's several players from the Blue Jays roster. Another pickoff attempt to first base, gets behind Beasley. Rapay digs for 2, might go for 3, and here's a good throw into the infield. So it won't go down as an error, and Rapay advances to second base. The count is 2-1 at the plate for Matthew Schroeder. Now with this trouble, there is an arm moving down to the left field bullpen, which I believe it's Tanner Nowatzki. Ground ball to first base, nobody's there, and Beasley picks it up, tries to get Skinner in motion on the bag, and Skinner turns his ankle and puts his glove up above his face, yells something we can't talk about on air. And the tie goes to the runner. As Matthew Schroeder for now has beat out this ground ball, and Dennis Hughes wants an explanation.
Now batting number 30. Now batting number 33, Mark Islas.
Mark Islas up for his second time on the afternoon, or on the night rather. Islas walked back in the third, then was part of that 3-run home run for Ryan Taylor. 5-3 your score, Westminster leading into the 4th inning, and have yet to record an out. Greenville with back-to-back base runners, and the infield single for Schroeder. He has wheels and beat that one out to the bag.
Let's go. You made it up, Bo.
As the next pitch grooved in there for strike 2, and some of the parents still not happy about the call over at first base. And usually it's a lot easier for an umpire when the ball's on the ground and not just hand it off to a player. That's what Beasley had to do, just kind of flip the ball 2 feet to catch Skinner at the bag. Umpires, when they're at first base, or near first base rather, looking for that call, they watch for the sound of the foot hitting the bag as well as the ball hitting the mitt. If one of those two sounds is not there, and 90% of the time, or 99% of the time when that sound is not there, it's usually the ball not hitting the mitt. It makes the call a little bit harder to make. Especially with these 2 umpiring crews that we have at the D3 and NAIA levels over for William Woods University. And the 1-2 pitch not in there for a strike. It's ball 2. And Kirkweg will have to take his lumps. Just makes the call a little bit more difficult. Meanwhile, Rapay sits at third and Schroeder at first base. Islas at the plate. The pitch. 2-2. That's into right field. Down for a base knock. Rapay will score. Schroeder goes to second. The throw is offline, eventually picked up by Hirschvogel, and that's 3 straight base runners.
Now batting number 14.
And now Greenville pulls within 1 run. It's 5-4 Westminster.
All right, let's get our outs here.
So Clarence Falls, so far in the series, 2 for 3 with a 3-run home run. 2 runs scored as he was hit by a pitch back in the third. How about that? He's been involved in both 3-run home runs on the day. Shows bunt on the first pitch, pulls it back, and it's a ball. Schroeder at second. He's lost at first after the ball with eyes into right field that pulled Greenville back within 1. Top of the fourth, still nobody out. And the number 9 hitter, Clarence Falls, at the plate. Corner infielders playing in. Not to mention Rackers and Skinner also playing in as well. Throw back to second. Nobody holding on Schroeder. Meanwhile, still a lot of motion in the left field bullpen for the Blue Jays, so we'll see who Dennis Hughes sends in. One ball, no strikes, the count, and the pitch. Bunt laid down. Kirkweg has it, throw to first, and in time with Skinner coming over to cover on the sac bunt.
Now batting number 2, Ryan Taylor.
So Schroeder and Islas move over to second and third base with one away here for Ryan Taylor, who had a 3-run home run back in the third inning.
Keep working, Chase. Be ready. Right here, let's get it out here. Back to one.
First pitch, that clips Taylor. That's 3 hit batters now for Kirkweg, the freshman, and he started out so strong. Has 6 strikeouts on the night and now has really fallen off here since the third inning. That will bring up Adam Lamb, and on the bright side, there was a force out at any base. So the Blue Jays primed in a good spot to turn 2. We saw Ethan Rackers do that a couple of times this summer with the Jefferson City Renegades. Here's the first pitch, slicing ball, right field, diving. Clavin is down for a hit. Here comes the relay throw in. Everybody's safe as Lamb ties the game up on an RBI single to right.
Now batting number 44, Clayton Wolf.
Dennis Hughes now steps out of the dugout, and all heads in the left field bullpen for the Blue Jays point down toward home plate. See what the sign is. Kirkweg has the bases loaded with the number 3 hitter Clayton Wolf at the plate. Had a home run back in game 1. And Wolf so far is 0 for 2 in game 2. So to say he's due is to say the least. Top of the fourth. The game tied at 5. The pitch. Fastball off side, and count is 2 balls to no strikes. Three hits so far on the inning for Greenville. Kirkweg set and delivers. Fly ball into the Missouri night. Eisenreich has a beat on it, makes the catch. Here comes the runner home. Islas scores, and it's 6-5 Greenville. On the bright side, there are 2 away.
Number 37, Sam Hodges.
On the bad side for the Blue Jays, it's 6-5 in favor of Greenville. So your 5-run inning back in the top or bottom of the third has now been negated. Hodges is 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch his last time up, slices the ball into left field. Stonecipher back to the warning track and makes the catch for out number 3. 3 runs come across on 3 hits and 2 runners stranded for Greenville. We go to inning number 4, the bottom half. And it's 6-5 Panthers on top, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Westminster Baseball on the Blue Jays Sports Network. Ryan Klimkowitz leads us off here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. James Stanley with you here on the Blue Jays Sports Network. It's 6-5 Greenville after back-to-back 3 spots for the Panthers. Klimkowitz led us off back in the 3rd inning, reached first on catcher's interference, and here's a pitch off the inside part of the bat to second base, and Schroeder throws out Klimkowitz by a couple 3 feet.
Now batting, number 13, Michael Skinner.
Michael Skinner was hit by a pitch back in the 3rd. There were several mistakes made by the Panthers, and that led to that 5 spot for the Blue Jays. Skinner scored 2 runs so far in the series. He's been hit by a pitch twice. And looks at the first pitch a strike, so sometimes you just got a target on your back. The 0-1 pitch, and he's hit once more. 3rd time in the series he's been hit.
Now batting, number 4, Ethan Racker.
Now Logan Murphy's arguing with this umpiring crew that Skinner leaned into the pitch to take it. And Murphy maybe a little upset with himself that he has to go back to the stretch, something he was not comfortable doing back in the last frame, and throws the first pitch a fastball low. So Skinner at first base, his 3rd hit by pitch of the series. Throw back to first, not in time. 1 away here, bottom of the 4th, and Greenville leading 6-5. The 1-0 offering is looked at right down the middle by Rackers. Rackers 4 hits on the year, hitting below the Mendoza line, but he awaits the 1-1. And a bit high. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Skinner at first base. Murphy set, comes home, and Rackers fouls this one back for strike 2. 1 out, bottom of the 4th, 6-5 Panthers on top. And the count is 2-2. Murphy got Klimkowitz leading off the inning on the ground ball to second base, and Skinner was hit by a pitch. Right down the middle, no good, so 3 balls and 2 strikes. The count is full with Skinner at first.
Does it show that he's at home?
Rack.
Anyway, bud, anyway.
Murphy comes set and the payoff. Ball 4, and Rackers is on to first base.
Number 8, Zach Eisenreich.
As the Blue Jays trying to pick up where they left off in the last inning. Back up top of the order for Eisenreich, who had a 2 RBI single in the third. Blue Jays trail by 1 run. And trying to hand Greenville their first conference loss of the year. They come in 10-0, or I should say 11-0, after the win in game 1. Eisenreich thought about biting around, but lays off the pitch, and it's 1 ball, no strikes, and now they appeal out to the field umpire. The field umpire called that a strike, and now the first base coach has been ejected. That's Kurt Vaughn over at first base.
Are you kidding me?
Has been ejected from the game for Westminster.
From the first minute you got here, you're horrible. All right, Kurt. Hey, let the boys play. Curtis. You're terrible. You have been horrible.
You're in the steam slot. You don't call that.
And the worst part about having these intimate venues is that the umpires can rarely escape criticism.
That's awful. You gotta be better than that.
But which one thing we've seen with the NAI crews over at William Woods, that usually the home plate umpire, when the field umpire is sitting straight on to home plate, will not even allow an appeal out to the field umpire at all.
Come on, Ice.
And Eisenreich appeared to just barely let the bat go. So
Let's just get him here. Come on,
be resilient. You're down just 1 strike. It's just a strike in the grand scheme of things. 6-5 Greenville on top here in the bottom of the 4th with 1 down and runners at first and second. The pitch. Eisenreich lays off for ball 1. Murphy set, and the pitch. Patience wearing thin, and that pitch called a strike on the upper outside corner. That's been a ball at least all the other times tonight, so that strike zone just got expanded a bit. The 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and umpiring, probably the most thankless job in the whole world.
Let's go, Ice.
Minus maybe being charged at the Oval Office. 3 balls, 2 strikes, count runs full with Skinner at second and Rackers at first. And Murphy taking his time with runners at first and second and 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th. The pitch. Fly ball into the gap. Lamb on the run. It's to the wall. That'll score at least Skinner. He comes home. Rackers has wheels. He's hit up at third base, and we're tied at 6. 2-hit game for Eisenreich, his 3rd hit of the series. And he ties the game up here in the bottom of the 4th. Here comes Beeler with some swagger in his step and runners in scoring position. already Lynn Carlson wanting a new arm out here on the mound. He may not see fire, but he smells smoke. With runners at second and third, Beeler, one of the most dangerous hitters on this team. You want to bring in the proper equipment to take him on. Although it appears that Carlson called for an arm, nobody came out of the bullpen. So the all-hands-on-deck initiative, well, not in play for Greenville, so I don't think I've ever seen that before at major league, minor league, or collegiate level. You call for a pitcher and he's not ready. Bullpen gate is open, but nobody comes out. Murphy will have to face the music with Brandon Beeler at the plate. Line drive, that's into the gap. One run comes in, Ethan Rackers to score. Beeler drives in one, the throw to the plate, and the Blue Jays tack on the lead. Beeler delivers in the clutch spot. He has a two-hit game. And the Blue Jays are on top, 7-6. Actually make that 8-6. So the pitching change came a day late and $1 short. Beeler singles, advances to second on the throw, and he has 2 RBIs. So we'll step away for a break here as a big man coming out of the right-hand bullpen for Greenville, and we'll take a break here on the Blue Jays Sports Network. You're listening to Westminster Baseball. So welcome back to Westminster College in Fulton, Missouri. The day is done for Logan Murphy. He will not get the win in this one by any means. He is the pitcher of record. Line drive to right field. Clavin at the wall. It's off the top of the wall. Clavin rounding first. Here he goes to second. Another run comes in. It's Beeler, and it's 9-6 Westminster College.
Now
So that's Cole Becker into the game. And all the runs have come across that Logan Murphy could be responsible for. And if there's any good sign for Westminster out of the second half of the season, Logan Murphy was the ace on this club. Line drive, the hits keep on coming. That one into left field. Clavin being waved home. Here's the throw into second base. Slide and safe. Hirschvogel rides the first pitch. The fans on their feet. And the Blue Jays lead it 10-6. So Logan Murphy gives up 9 runs. And now back-to-back doubles for the Blue Jays. They have tacked Cole Becker twice. Becker finally gets a strike on Will Stonecipher. It's a foul ball. Cole Becker, a 3.38 earned run average. This is his 10th appearance on the year. 10 2/3 innings pitched for him on 8 hits, 4 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just .216 against him. How about that? Blue Jays take a .216 opponent batting average pitcher and put 2 doubles up on him. So Stonecipher, Cole Becker, one of the more reliable arms out of the bullpen for Greenville, and the Blue Jays have given him a ride with back-to-back doubles. See if Stonecipher can join the party with just 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th. 10-6 Blue Jays. They've scratched across 5 in the inning. The pitch. Low for ball 1, so 1 ball and 2 strikes sets the count. How about this? Greenville strikes back-to-back innings with 3 runs in each frame, and now Westminster has responded with back-to-back innings with 5 runs in each frame with the chance to make it more. The set from Becker deals. Curveball, that's into left field. Grounder below Wolf's glove. And Stonecipher joins the hit club. Runners now at the corners for Braden Beasley. Blue Jays have momentum here. Beasley is the only player tonight not to reach base. In game 2, that is. He did reach base in game 1 off a double. Came in cold off the bench. Beasley's 0 for 2 with 1 down here, bottom of the 4th, and the Blue Jays leading 10-6. Lefty-righty matchup, and the Oklahoma Kid looks at the first pitch in the dirt. I believe that was Mickey Mantle's nickname, the Oklahoma Kid, but for all given purposes, we'll use it here since he's the only non-Missourian on the roster. Stonecipher at first and Hirschvogel at third. Becker set and deals. Fastball in the dirt for ball 2. The Greenville dugout, which once was chirping with Panthers left and right, has now grown silent, and the chirpers have moved over to the first base side. Two balls, no strikes. Runners at the corners with 1 away. The pitch. That one high for ball 3. So the Blue Jays have sent up 8 batters to the plate. Or 7 batters going back to Michael Skinner and have yet to record an out. Klimkowitz is in the on-deck circle. He led off the inning with an out. And finally the 3-0 pitch. A little bit of a fight back here for Becker and deals in 1 strike on the 3-1 count. The scorebook reads as follows from the 8 spot on to start out the inning. Hit by a pitch, walk, double, single, double, double, single. Swings and misses at the 3-1 offering, and to me sounds like something you order at McDonald's. 3 balls, 2 strikes, just 1 away. Becker set and delivers. Ball 4 to load the bases. So Beasley joins the on-base party, which will put a Blue Jay at every bag. So here comes Klimkowitz, who is hitless on the day. He reached on catcher's interference back in the 3rd.
Base hit, scores 2. Let's go. Come on, Clem.
Hit it hard somewhere.
Just put it in play, Ryan.
Klimkowitz hitting .333 on the season. Righty-righty matchup. The first pitch, a fastball at the knees for strike 1. Klimkowitz hitless in the series and could blow the roof off here at Saucier Field. These fans are restless, to say the least. 10-6 Blue Jays with 1 down, and the pitch. This is low for ball 1, and we're here in the bottom of the 4th.
Hit it hard somewhere, 6. Have a little fun.
Here we go, sixer.
1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at every bag, and the infielders playing in. The pitch. Popped up and out of play for strike 2. Klimkowitz recorded the first out of the inning as he started us off, and would like to avoid being the second out. Cole Becker so far his stat line is 0.0, so these runs not charged to him yet. The 1-2 and low for ball 2. 2-2 the count. It's a little bit like credit. Sneaks up on you when you don't want it. Then ruins your credit score. But back to baseball, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. In the dirt, ball 3. So Becker a chance to walk home a run.
Anyway, 6. Come on, buddy.
The Panthers already did that back in game 1. In the bottom of the 7th. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down, and a runner at every bag. There's no more room to put Klimkowitz. The pitch.
Yes.
Off the end of the bat. That's into left field. It's down for a hit. Hirschvogel scores. Here comes Stonecipher in to score standing up. He gets Torbeck swinging on strikes for the second time on the afternoon. So 1 out here in the top of the 5th. But this other stat I wanted to take a look at. 12 runs for Westminster College, and they've only stranded 2 base runners. You talk about efficiency, that is the definition. Tucker Rapay is back up for his 3rd at bat tonight. So far 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. He also has scored once. Pops up the 1-0 pitch for a strike. Had a lot of lookalikes tonight. Compared Rapay to Evan Gaddis of the Houston Astros. And then we compared Cole Becker to Brian Wilson of the San Francisco Giants. 2 balls and a strike to Rapay. The pitch. Outside corner in there for strike 2. Andrew Besson working very quickly. Final stat line for Mason Kirkweg, however, in his 4th start, 4 innings pitched. 6 runs, all 6 of them earned on 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 3 hit batters. Curveball right down the middle, but just a bit high for ball 3. The count runs full on the number 6 hitter. Sadly for Kirkweg, he will not get the win, and there's strikeout number 2 on the inning.
Way to go, Drew.
Now batting, number 11.
Besson fans his 2nd of this one and now has 5 strikeouts between the 2 games of this doubleheader. Which, although game 1 started at 5 o'clock, it really does feel like a day-night doubleheader. That's something you don't really see all that often, but Matthew Schroeder into the right-hand batter's box now. He's 1 for 2 on the day. When he singled back in the fourth, he came around to score. The count is now 2-0. Schroeder deals. Just a bit inside for ball 3. So 3 balls, no strikes to Schroeder. And he'll dig back in. The freshman from Shiloh, Illinois, in the pitch. Outside corner taken for strike 1. 2 away here in the top of the 5th. 12-6, Westminster leads. And the pitch. In there for strike 2. So the count is now full on Schroeder. Besson gaining a little bit of confidence now. Set out a pitcher's or hitter's count and now worked it back full. Got him, and he strikes out the side. Besson is nails. He becomes the pitcher of record. He's earned it at this point. And here we go to the bottom of the 5th inning back in Fulton. You're listening to Westminster Baseball on the Blue Jay Sports Network. Ethan Rackers, Zach Eisenreich, and Brandon Beeler all due up for Westminster College here in the 5th bottom frame. But welcome back to Saucier Field. James Stanley with you here on the Blue Jay Sports Network. So we do have a new pitcher into the game. It's Parker Lutz, the lefty from Steelville, Illinois. So here's a swing and a miss, and Cole Becker's final line, 2/3 of an inning pitched.
You got the big one here, buddy. Let's go.
3 runs, all 3 of them earned. Trying to see if he walked. He did walk 1 batter.
Hey, way to fight it, Rack.
Yep, you're on it.
But no strikeouts for him, no hit batters, and no wild pitches.
Here we go, 4. You got this.
Let's now the 3rd pitcher into the game for Greenville. And he has the count 1-2 to Rackers as Rackers offers and can't put any metal on the ball for strikeout number 1 on the day for him. Back up top of the order for Zach Eisenreich here in the 5th. 12-6, Blue Jays on top. Eisenreich has reached base twice tonight off a single and a double and has come around to score each time, not to mention has 3 RBIs on the night.
Here we go, 8.
Big leg kick and a fastball into the dirt for 2 balls and no strikes. Parker Lutz listed at 5'8" and 170 pounds. As Lutz winds and deals. Curveball way outside, and although he's kicking his way all the way through the windup, he's not locating. The 3-0. Ball 4, and Eisenreich will take first base.
Now batting number 2, Brandon Beeler.
Brandon Beeler, like Eisenreich, is 2 for 3 with a single and a double. And has scored twice tonight, so he'll have the advantage on the lefty-righty matchup. Eisenreich catching both games of this doubleheader. The pitch. Fly ball on the first pitch into right field. Lamb makes the catch as he moves 5 feet in, and there's 2 down. So Ryan Clavin will come up to hit for the 4th time in this game. He's driven in 2 runs off a double and a sacrifice fly after being set down in the 1st inning. At one point, we thought Logan Murphy, the ace of this Greenville club, would go the distance, but he got so comfortable working from the windup. Once he moved to the stretch, he really had trouble adjusting. First pitch fouled off in front of the Blue Jays bullpen down in left field. And now a big swing and a miss by Ryan Clavin, and he's down to his last strike. The Blue Jays just need to play clean defense from here on out, and they can cruise to a victory. Runner goes, and the pitch is low for a ball. That's the first stolen base of the series for Eisenreich.
Hey, there he is, Clav.
Come on, Clav.
Here we go.
Eisenreich at second base, pitch to the backstop, and he'll now scamper down to 3rd on the wild pitch.
Hey, there he is now. Don't leave him. Can't leave him, Clav. Let's go.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Ryan Clavin, the number 3 hitter.
Here we go, Clav. Just face it. That's all we need.
Infielders playing back, and the 2-2. Moose shot, but way out of play. Good luck finding that one in the Mid-Missouri night.
Pass it.
Battle, Clav. Come on, Clav.
Come on, buddy. Help yourself right here.
The 2-2 pitch. Clavin, long fly ball to right field, but if it's fair, it's gone, and it's foul and gone.
Here we go.
Right on him, Clav.
2 balls, 2 strikes, runner at 3rd for Zach Eisenreich. The pitch. Another fly ball to right field. Lamb may have a chance to make a play at the warning track. Slips. Did he catch the ball? Says he has it.
Oh, but could anybody see that? Really?
And
Wait a minute.
wait a second. The field umpire is saying that that ball was not caught. So now we'll see what this home plate umpiring crew calls.
Yeah, we did. He should have. He was at third. Or was he at second? He was at second.
Yeah, he was on third. He scored.
Yeah, he was on third, I think.
If Lamb gets this out, then he gets the Oscar. And they're calling it a fair ball down the right field line. That will drive in 1 run. And actually, maybe they're making everybody go back to their respective bags and just give a free base runner. And actually, they're going to rule this one a foul ball, which I think is the correct call when all said and done. So Clavin will go back to the plate with Eisenreich at third base.
Come on, Clav. Do it again.
He's over there, what? All right, Clav, here we go. Come on, Clav.
Come on. He didn't take his gear off yet. Let's go.
And now we're waiting on a catcher because apparently Islas took his gear off. And he was out behind the dugout.
That's a good question.
So you can leave that up to the imagination what he was doing out behind the dugout, but 12-6, Westminster on top, and that might be the longest foul ball of the night by Clavin.
Come on, Clav.
That one way out behind us, so
Win this battle.
count is still 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th.
All right.
The pitch. Foul to the backstop, just over the top of the net. Someone better call Rawlings and expedite some baseballs out here to Fulton, because we've been through quite a few tonight.
All right, here we go. Work it.
Clavin at the plate, runner at third, and the pitch. And Clavin swings through that one for strike 3. Blue Jays go down swinging, and into the top of the 6th we go. It's 12-6, and still in favor of Westminster College, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Westminster Baseball on the Blue Jays Sports Network. Eight-9 one-hitters due up for Greenville here in the bottom or top of the 6th inning. There's a swing and a miss for Mark Islas, his 3rd at bat of the night. Andrew Besson back out on the bump for his 2nd inning of relief work. He is the pitcher of record as of now, as the Blue Jays do lead at 12-6. As the next pitch, a strike in there, and the count is quickly 0-2. Wind up and the 0-2 pitch. Thought about going around, but no go. The 0-2 pitch, or 1-2 pitch rather, grounded down the first base line but out of play. And Islas will continue to hit from the right side. With the score 12-6, top of the 6th inning, nobody on, and the count 1-2. Besson finding his pitch now, winds and delivers. Fouled away. Here's the windup and the 1-2 pitch. Upstairs for ball 2.
All right, Drew, come get him here.
Drew Besson, the sophomore from Helias High School down in Jeff City. Tops out his fastball in the mid-80s and
You got him, Drew. Here we go.
hits his changeup with diversity of speed, 66 to 73, but curveball can't buy the strike and the count runs full. Last year, Besson in 13 appearances had a 6.67 earned run average, 39 hits and 18 strikeouts. Already has 5 strikeouts tonight. There's a ground ball into the Westminster dugout and a nice grab for Dennis Hughes. And Besson so far this year has 11 strikeouts. So
Go best.
12-6, top of the 6th. Nobody on and no outs. The payoff pitch. Foul to the backstop, and we'll keep on hacking. And now we just got word this is pitch number 10 of the at-bat. Curveball in there for strike 3. 4 strikeouts for Besson.
Clarence Falls.
And Clarence Falls will come on in to hit. Falls is 0 for 0 in tonight's matchup with a hit by pitch and a sacrifice bunt, but back in game 1, he did knock in a 3-run homer, which led the Panthers to victory. Here's a check swing and a foul ball into the third base dugout. I guess make that the first base dugout. Here's the 0-1. Off the end of the bat, grounder to second. Skinner charges on, makes the throw to first in time for the second out.
Now batting number 2, Ryan Taylor.
And Ryan Taylor will come back up for the final out of the top of the 6th inning.
Hey, we got 2 now. Let's get this one. Lead off.
Come on, Drew.
Besson has set down the past 5 batters in a row as he zips a curveball in there high for ball 1.
Here we go, Drew.
Next pitch, off speed low for ball 2.
Go, Drew.
Come on, Drew. You got him.
12-6, the Blue Jays cruising here in the top of the 6th. With 1 down, here's the 2-0. Half-hearted swing and the ball out of play. Actually make that 2 down here, so
Come get him. Keep working hard.
the Panthers down to their final bullet in the 6th frame. The 2-1. Swings and misses for strike 2, and we're evened up with the 2-2 count. I think maybe Besson thought he had his third strike, but Besson winds, and now the 2-2. High for ball 3. Taylor has worked the count full. Besson now must choose wisely what to throw. Here's the payoff. Ground ball to shortstop. Rackers charges on. Throw to first. And safe. Beasley got pulled off the bag.
Now batting number 12, Adam Lamb.
And that'll be Ethan Racker's second error of the doubleheader contest. Adam Lamb is 2 for 3. 2 hits in his last 2 at-bats. The strikeout back in the first inning. First pitch grounded foul behind home plate.
Way to get ahead. Here we go. Stay ahead, Drew. Stay ahead.
Lots of baseball for you tonight. This is our 13th inning of coverage.
Let's go.
And we still got 3 more to play. Pickoff attempt to first and no blood, so Taylor back in there safely.
Here we go, Drew.
Lamb is down on an 0-1 count. Another pickoff attempt. Beasley tried the quick tag, but Taylor back in time.
Here we go. Come at him, Drew.
Come on, Drew.
The pitch. Swings and misses and a pitch in the dirt, and Lamb is down, no balls to 2 strikes. Besson 1 strike away from his 5th strikeout in the game. The set and the pitch. Curveball that dropped for a ball, and thought maybe that hit Lamb, but on the wild pitch, Taylor moves down to second.
All right, nobody hurt here. Drew, come on.
Come on now. Finish it right here.
Here we go. Let's get the batter here. Set him down.
Come on,
So
Drew.
Taylor down to second. The game sitting 12-6 in the top of the 6th inning, 2 away and a 1-2 count. The pitch.
Good pitch.
Fouled away.
Good pitch.
Lamb dug that one out low in the zone.
Looking good, Drew. Looking good, bud. Here we go, Drew.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Make that 1 ball and 2 strikes, and the pitch. Line drive back up the middle. Taylor being waved home. Here's the throw to the plate. Good throw into the infield, and actually Taylor will have to sit at third base. So 3-hit day for Adam Lamb after going 0 for 2 in game 1. And runners sit at the corners for the number 3 hitter, Clayton Wolf. Blue Jays still lead this one 12-6. Top of the 6th with 2 away. Wolf is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly to center field his last time up that scored Mark Islas. Besson set and gets a pop-up that's out of play for the first strike.
Good job, Drew.
Wolf again in game 1, in case you missed it. Came in to pitch and got the save. Picked up his 7th save of the season.
Go Blue Jays, right here, right here.
so far for Greenville, does not look like that will be the case, but there's a lot of baseball left to be played, and the next pitch screwed in for strike 2.
Susie Dicknight said she can hear you all over the radio. Good. I know. I said, can you not hear me? Maybe I need to get back there. I'm in front of the microphone.
Come on now, let's go.
The 0-2 pitch just a bit high.
All right, here we go, Drew.
A good miss there.
And still with runners at the corners.
Anybody that knows me wouldn't be surprised at that. I'm not shocked at all.
Wolf sitting patiently, wags the bat. Ground ball, third base. Hirschvogel on to throw to first. In there for the out. The Blue Jays set down the Panthers. They strand 2, and that'll send us to the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be right back. You're listening to Westminster Baseball on the Blue Jays Sports Network. First pitch is given a ride to left field. Not even back in time, and Hayden Hirschvogel telegraphs a long fly ball over the left field wall for his second home run of the season, and the runs continue to fall. It's 13-6 Westminster. Welcome back to Fulton, Missouri, and what a way to welcome you back. Hirschvogel's second hit of the night.
Stay hot, Stoney. There you go, Dad. There we go, baby.
And with the score 13-6, and Parker Lutz
Now you're ready, Stoney.
struggling out there on the mound.
Hit that ball hard. I think that somebody got it right there.
Fly ball into right field. That one will die for a base hit for Stone Cipher. His second hit of the night.
Stay hot. Come on, Bess.
Now batting number 33, Braden Beasley.
Go, Brady.
Braden Beasley is hitless in this game, and there are a couple 3 Blue Jays that have yet to pick up a hit. Beasley's one, as well as Skinner
All right. Go, Braden.
and Rackers. Although they do have, Rackers does has a hit in the series, but Beasley also had a hit back in game 1 as a pinch hitter.
All right. You ready?
No balls, 1 strike, 13-6 in favor of Westminster. Back-to-back hits for the Blue Jays to start off the inning.
You got one left.
That's all
The
right.
0-2 pitch, or 0-1 pitch taken on a curveball strike inside corner.
Go, BB.
Greenville trailing by 7 runs, and Beasley strikes out swinging.
Now batting number 6,
So Ryan Klimkowitz got 2 at-bats back in the 4th inning. Went 1 for 2, then had a 2 RBI single to cap it off.
Come on, 6, pass it.
Now he'll hit lefty-righty.
Good eye, good eye. Come on, 6.
Here we go, 6er.
He did get that hit off of Cole Becker, and this is his first look at Parker Lutz.
Go, Clem, what you say, guy?
Go, take it for a ride, Clem.
Lutz deals over to first base. Has an interesting herky-jerky motion that a lot of moving parts. Another pickoff attempt to first. He's
Come on, 6.
about as deceptive as Whitey Ford. Pitch in the dirt, throw down to second. Tag is applied and safe. So another wild pitch.
I didn't run and get it. I was the messenger.
And Stonecipher down to second base on the wild pitch. So 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Blue Jays on top by 7. Klimkowitz awaits the pitch. And a stolen base for Stonecipher. Now Stonecipher 90 feet away from scoring, and the count is 3 balls to no strikes.
Hey, there he is, 6er. Come on, Clem, your count.
Ball 4. And Parker Lutz unhappy with himself as he now puts runners at the corners.
Now batting number 13, Michael Skinner.
Michael Skinner, another one of these Blue Jays that's still looking for his first hit of the series. And we will have a runner at first base for Klimkowitz. Zach Stiles come back in.
Runner number 1, Zach Stiles.
Let's go, Skinny. 5-3, Michael. Come on, base hit.
So Skinner with runners at the corners will hit with 1 away. Looks the first pitch, a ball in the dirt. Hirschvogel led off the inning with a home run, then Stonecipher singled. Beasley struck out swinging, then Klimkowitz walked. He was replaced at first base by Zach Stiles. That brings us to Michael Skinner, the number 8 hitter. And time called at home plate. No balk called there, and I guess time was called at home plate before anything else went out. Lutz set and deals home. Pitch on the outside corner, 1-1.
All right, here we go.
Stonecipher advanced to second on a wild pitch, then stole third. Trying to manufacture a run here in the bottom of the 6th. Lutz deals home. Throw down to second. And in there safely, another stolen base. So that's the 3rd stolen base of the night surrendered by Islas. And now runners sit in scoring position. A single for Skinner could drive in 2. Skinner comes in with 3 RBIs, and he could definitely add on to that total with a ball with eyes. The set and the pitch. Shows bunt. Pitch is in the air. 1 run comes in, and it's 14-6 Westminster. 2 wild pitches, and Stonecipher takes advantage twice. And Stiles is down to third base. Skinner at the plate with one down, and the Blue Jays leading 14-6 now in the pitch. Ball four, so deja vu all over again. Here comes Ethan Rackers. Got a hit in game one and still looking for his first hit here in game two. And a meeting at the mound. Out comes Lynn Carlson. This will be a call to the bullpen for Greenville, and that'll beckon us to take a break here on the Blue Jays Sports Network. 14-6, we'll be right back after this pitching change. You're listening to Blue Jay Baseball.
Go, Ethan.
Parker Lutz is out after an inning and a third of work. One hit for 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 3 wild pitches. So up will come Ethan Rackers to face a ground ball to second base. Schroeder flips over to second for one. It's dropped. Another error, and the inning continues. Rackers reaches first on the fielder's choice. Skinner down to second on the error. It's 15-6, Westminster on top. We are here in the bottom of the 6th inning, an inning that, like the 4th and 3rd, just doesn't want to end. Jacob Cutter into the game now to take over for Parker Lutz. Cutter has the designation on this team that you don't want. He has the highest earned run average. Throws a pitch in the dirt. And nobody advances. Luckily enough, Skinner's back into the bag at second base safely. But Cutter's ERA is 81, and that's not .81, that's 81.00. This is his second appearance on the year, and in his other appearance, he threw 1/3 of an inning and gave up 3 runs. So you do the math there. The 2-0 pitch is low in the dirt for ball 3. And we are back up to the top for the leadoff in Zach Eisenreich. 15-6 Blue Jays. The pitch. In there for strike 1, took the risk. But Eisenreich would not bite on it. Skinner at second base and Rackers at first. The pitch. Ball 4, and the bases are juiced for Brandon Beeler.
Now batting number 2, Brandon Beeler.
Come on, Beal. Come on, Beal.
So Brandon Beeler back up on the right side of the plate. The pitch. Curveball that misses high for ball 1. Beeler has 3 hits on the series, a double, a triple, and a single. So he is a home run away from the cycle in the series, not on the night, but home run here would kind of put the final nail in the coffin. Fly ball to right field. That one's up. Lamb at the warning track. It's over the wall! Right on cue. Beeler for the cycle on the series. A double, a triple, a single, and a home run. Not only that, that is a grand slam. Beeler touches them all, and his teammates come out to congratulate him on his way back to the dugout. What a day for Brandon Beeler. 3 hits in this game alone.
Number 29, Ryan Levin.
Now the discussion enters. At what point will this game be run ruled? That's now 7 runs on the inning for the Blue Jays, and it's 19-6. So all the runs come in for Parker Lutz.
Here we go, buddy. You got this.
He gives up 4, and he'll be charged for all 4. Ground ball to first base. Hodges bobbles it, but corrals it back down for the second out.
Nice hard hit.
So here's Hirsch Vogel. He led off the inning with a single, or rather should say a home run. Here's his second at bat.
Way to hit it hard, Ryan.
Come on, Boo-Boo. Here we go, Billy.
Hirsch Vogel looks the first pitch out and away for ball 1.
Keep passing it.
Setting the 1-0. On the seams, hit to shortstop. Taylor makes the catch for out number 3. 19-6 your score. Into the top of the 7th we go. We'll be right back. You're listening to Blue Jay Baseball on the Blue Jays Sports Network. So we do have word here that
Pitching for the Blue Jays.
3 more outs and this ball game is over. 19-6, Blue Jays lead it here to the top of the 7th. New pitcher into the game, Braden Beasley, will come over from first base. I'm not sure about the rest of the defensive substitutions here. Sam Hodges, Andrew Torbeck, and Tucker Rapay all due up for Greenville, and they're down to their final 3 bullets. Beasley's first pitch, a curveball that misses just a bit outside. 1 ball, no strikes. How about this game? 2 7 spots for the Blue Jays, and one of those 7 spots came in off a Brandon Beeler grand slam.
Come on, Blue Jays, hey, 3 quick ones.
Not only that, it's against one of the best teams in the entire conference, so the Blue Jays trying to piece together a good second half after a slow start to the season.
Here we go, Bees. Come on now, 3 up, 3 down. Let's go. Let's go, 3-3. You got this. Everybody's ready. Here we go.
Beasley into the windup. Here's the 1-0. Right down the middle for strike 1. Sam Hodges had a home run back in game 1 and since then has been pretty silent. 0 for 2 with the hit by pitch. The 1-1. Just a bit low on the off speed, so don't think Beasley's blowing us out of the water here with anything fast, but he's just trying to throw strikes. Wind up, and the 2-1. Misses outside, 3-1.
3-3, come get him.
You're all right, you're all right.
Come on, you got him.
The 3-1 pitch. Ball 4, so that'll put a runner on first. And up will come Andrew Torbeck.
Number 6, Andrew Torbeck.
Turn 2, Phil. Let's go, BB. Get a ground ball here. Let's go now. Double play ball. Let's go.
19-6 here in the top of the 7th with nobody out. And a runner on first. Beasley now from the stretch. Set from the belt, delivers home. A curveball in there for strike 1. Torbeck, so far in the series, 1 for 7 with 2 strikeouts. His 1 hit came back in game 1.
Guys, double play now, right here.
Yes, sir.
Popped him up, center field. Eisenreich ranges back to his right, comes back in, makes the catch for out number 1.
Number 25, Tucker Rapay.
So Tucker Rapay also hitless in the series, 0 for 2. With 2 strikeouts, a walk, and a run scored.
Let's go, guys, right here now.
Roll and go home. Yes, sir.
Double play ball, let's go.
A double play here would end the game.
Roll it up.
Rapay set, lefty-righty matchup, and Beasley comes home.
Nice.
Right over the plate for strike 1. 19-6 with a runner at first base for Greenville, and the Blue Jays enjoying this lead. Panthers are 2 outs away from their first conference loss of the season.
Nice.
Pitch, drop, strike. No balls, 2 strikes, and 1 away. Rapay is bid on 2 2-strike counts. Let's see if he can do it again. Beasley set, taking his time, and delivers outside for ball 1.
That's all right, good idea. Here we go.
We're now across the 5-hour mark of 5 hours worth of baseball with you tonight. Take away that time between games, I guess that puts us just about at 5 hours. 1-2, popped him up. Left side of the infield, out of play. And nobody can make the catch, so the 1-2 count will continue.
Good pitch.
So Rapay will continue the 1-2 count and look for the best effort for Braden Beasley to saw him off. Runner at first with one down. That's Sam Hodges. He led off the inning with a walk. Here's the pitch. Just a bit outside for ball 2. The count is even. Two balls, 2 strikes. Rapay chokes up the pitch. Just misses same location for ball 3.
Right here, you got him. Come on, he's trying to walk. Grab ball here. He wants to walk. Come on, give him your best.
From the belt this time, and the pitch. Long fly ball to right field, and you can kiss that one goodbye. A no-doubter. Two-run bomb for Rapay, his first home run of the year. And his first hit of the series. So now you'll face Matthew Schroeder, who's 1 for 3, and now you've really got to get these final 2 outs. This game does not continue on. So righty-righty matchup, and Beasley into the windup. Here's the pitch. Throws a fastball in there for strike 1. Next pitch in there at the knees, strike 2. Schroeder struck out swinging his last time up, part of that 1-2-3 inning for Andrew Besson, currently the winning pitcher in this one. Wind up, and the pitch. Just a bit outside, misses, and the count is 1 ball to 2 strikes. The 1-2. Curveball in there, and the Blue Jays are 1 out away from taking down the #1 team in the SLIAC East.
Now batting number 33, Mark Islas.
So Mark Islas represents the final potential at bat for Greenville now. 1 for 2 on the night with an RBI, 2 runs scored on a walk and a strikeout. Beasley, here's the windup and the first pitch. Outside, ball 1.
Come on, you got him. Come at him. Be ready, D.
Beasley taking his time.
We got 3-3.
As the sophomore deals a next pitch low for ball 2.
All right. Come get him. Here we go. Come get him. Right here.
last year for the Blue Jays. Appeared in 9 games of relief work, 13 innings pitched. And the next pitch misses outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Posted an 8.3 run earned run average, 19 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, and gave up 4 home runs. Was not known for his pitching in high school, as he walks the next batter. And now the game continuing run steps to the plate. That's Clarence Falls. He is 0 for 1. But Beasley mostly played first base in high school under head coach Brian Keith. Did get to play some summer club ball for the Bartlesville Indians under Anthony Towers. Beasley set the pitch. Nice. First pitch strike, side corner. Beasley just had 2 hits last year. One of those 2 hits was a double, so he's already matching that mark this season. His second year. Just a sophomore, 5'11", 200 pounds. 19-8, Blue Jays lead by 11. Falls thought about biting on the pitch, but instead lays off, and the count evens up 1-1. And again, Beasley from Verdigris High School, or Verdigris. The Cardinals hit .322 his senior year. The pitch. Curveball right over the plate for strike 2, and Beasley needs 1 more strike to send this game into history.
Here we go.
The Oklahoma kid on the bump. Chance to end the game. Here he's set, and the 1-2. Ground ball back up the middle. Beasley has a chance to make a play. Short throw to first. Not in time. Infield single for Falls. Put that ball into no man's land, and now we're back up top of the order for Ryan Taylor.
Here we go, nobody hurt.
One more, Bees. Make a play, Blue Jays. Hey, who wants it?
Here we go, tag it back. Tag it back, let's get it out. Come on, D.
Force out at any bag. Beasley does have the arduous task of facing a left-handed hitter. Not only that, a guy who's already hit a 3-run home run tonight. Taylor is 1 for 3 into this at-bat with 3 hits in game 1. Ground ball to second base. This might do it. Skinner picks it up. Short throw to first in time. And the Blue Jays take down the #1 team in the SLIAC East. Westminster wins 19-8. And I don't think we'll keep you on here any longer than we have to. Your winning pitcher, Andrew Besson. He goes 2 innings of no-run baseball, 1 hit, 4 strikeouts. Got to pitch in both games. Your losing pitcher, Logan Murphy, 3 1/3 innings pitched, 9 runs, 4 hits, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 2 hit batters. Brandon Beeler with a 3-hit game, a grand slam, 6 RBIs, 3 runs scored himself on a double. And the hits continue coming for him. He does pick up a cycle through the first 2 games. So he did have a triple back in game 1, and so far on the night, 8 RBIs total for Beeler in games 1 and 2. Zach Eisenreich, 3 RBIs for him. He scored 3 runs here in game 2, went 2 for 3 with a double, a single, and 3 RBIs, also a stolen base. And
okay, I've done that before.
the Blue Jays able to put up 2 7 spots, along with the 5 spot to win this one 19-8 and take down the #1 team in the SLIAC East. Blue Jays improved to 9-8, 5-3, still second in the SLIAC West, and that's going to do it for us here from Westminster College in Fulton. For Sports Information Director, not Alicia Hodges, Kirsten Carney, this is James Stanley saying so long and farewell from all of us, from your Blue Jays family. Hope to see you next time here on the Blue Jays Sports Network. Again, the Blue Jays win 19-8, and we'll see you next time. And again, once again, the Blue Jays win this one 19-8. And see you next time here on the Blue Jays Sports Network. Thank you for joining us, and hope to see you next time.